Association has brought to the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts, the 6 best monster trucks in the world. The Grave Digger, the defending world champion, Jackie Wilman and Taurus. The Red Hot Equalizer and David Morris. The Lone Wolf, Gary Porter, and the Carolina Crusher, Fred Schaefer and Barefoot, and Dan Runty and Bigfoot. Here's your fastest qualifier.
We got a sandy starting line. The starting line is going to go real quick, and we're going to have to pick a good spot out there, it looks like. And I think that's going to be the plan, is picking a good spot and being on the light.
And this is Monster Truck Challenge on ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
The top 6 monster trucks in the world have rolled into the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts to do battle on this edition of Monster Truck Challenge. Well, hello again, everybody. I'm Ken Brew, and not only great monster truck action today, but along the way, you'll pick up some interesting little tidbits about the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. Right now, let's go to the Centrum for all the action. Barefoot, with Fred Schaefer at the controls, won qualifying with a time of 1.82 seconds. Now, that time shows how fast the track at the Centrum really is. But I'll tell you, one truck having a hard time with it is Bigfoot. Now, Fred Schaefer will take his fastest time and lane choice up against his old rival Taurus. Carolina Crusher gets to put Bigfoot in what Gary Porter considers to be the bad lane, and Gravedigger gets to choose his lane when he faces Equalizer. But you know what? Truthfully, it's anybody's race, but not anybody's caught on the race. Let's go to the voice of Monster Truck Challenge. Here's Joe Lowe.
Thank you, Ken. The crowd is ready. Barefoot and Taurus side by side again. Your fastest qualifier, here's Fred Schaefer.
You need to really get hooked up out there with that starting line. I think because I was one of the first ones to qualify, I had the real good packed dirt, and I think that really helped on the qualifying.
Fred Schaefer and Barefoot. Jackie Wilman going up against Fred Schaefer seems to be a family tradition for you guys.
Yeah, him and my dad's been racing pals for about 20 years, but I guess not pals, but against one another, and here I'm just following in my father's footsteps.
All right, the young Jack Wilman ready to go against the old foe, Fred Schaefer and Barefoot. Side by side, off they go. Whoa, talk about your close races. Barefoot or Taurus? Which one was it? Neither driver knows. We'll have to go to the official U.S. Hot Rod Association ruling. They'll review our ESPN tape. Why don't we watch along? There it is. The win goes to Jackie Wilman, the reigning world champion, and Taurus. Taurus picks up the win in round number 1. Now, Jackie Wilman can drive. On the ISO cam, you can see he's up and over the cars. The landing, very, very nice. And of course, here at the Worcester, Massachusetts Centrum, stopping is everything. A very short shutdown area. Jackie Wilman had to work at that win. Jackie, that was not your chosen lane, was it?
Barefoot was a faster qualifier, so he had lane choice, so the cars on his side was smashed down a little bit more, so it gave him not, an opportunity to get so much air, so I'm really fortunate to be a winner.
And winner he was. Here comes Carolina Crusher and Bigfoot, a Chevy Ford matchup. Gary Porter, the Lone Wolf.
Feels good. The ramps are nice. The cars are nice. If the starting line dirt was just a little bit harder, it would be a perfect track.
Gary Porter out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Now let's go over to the blue side of things. The Ford Bigfoot.
Felt good for what I felt of it. It's my first time in the truck. Tough, I don't know.
Dan Runty driving the brand new Bigfoot 10. Goes up against Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher. Side by side in the Centrum. Whoa! I thought the last one was close. This one, if it's possible, is even closer. Was it Carolina Crusher or Bigfoot? I'm going to have to watch this one again. They're lined up. Off the line, they both look good. They raise up over the cars together. goes to Carolina Crusher. Gary Porter, the Crusher, defeats the entire Bob and Marilyn Chandler Bigfoot team and their brand new Bigfoot 10 here at the Centrum. But don't count this Bigfoot 10 out yet. Dan Runty is a relatively new driver behind the wheel of this truck. Meanwhile, Gary Porter seems to be having some problems. Let's go trackside with him.
Probably what was, was a long time there on the staging line, and the truck started running hot. It was up to about 240, 245 degrees, and I wasn't going to, back out of it in, so I just went ahead and run it. And it's just boiling some water over. It's just a minor problem. We'll get it straightened out and ready for the next round.
How's the soft starting line affect you guys?
The trucks will start off spinning, and they won't really get the traction, and they won't, leave the line like they should.
Equalizer and Gravedigger are ready to go. Trackside, let's go with Lyle Hancock.
The cars are a little steep on the ramp right there. I was trying to have trouble getting gear there, but come out on the top. So, I mean, try the same thing, same way next time, see how we go with it.
Lyle had the lane choice. He chose the right-hand lane. Meanwhile, David Morris is in the Equalizer over in the left lane. Let's go trackside and see what he has to say.
The track seems to be working pretty good. If we're really hooking up on the line, and it's bogging our motors just a little bit, so we're going to try to step that up too.
One says they're spinning, one says they're bogging down. I don't know. It's anybody's guess. David Morris, the Equalizer, Lyle Hancock and Gravedigger side by side. Digger lifts the tires off the ground on the starting line, but the Equalizer holds on for the win. David Morris, I guess he got the traction he was looking for as he reaches down and comes up with a win here at the Centrum round number 1. Here's the kind of high-flying action you expect from the United States Hot Rod Association. So close, just inches separate the two. David Morris going a little squirrely there at the end of the track. He straightens things out. This guy can drive his way out of almost anything, and he had to do it right there in the Centrum. One more shot. The Equalizer, the Gravedigger, high in the air. And what a fitting end of round number 1 here at the Centrum. Ken, let's go back to you.
Man, what great action. Did you see who lost to? I mean, you had Barefoot, who was the fast qualifier, and Bigfoot just really couldn't get it going at all. The Equalizer didn't win, but that big smile belongs to David Morris. He gets to come back as the fast loser when Monster Truck Challenge continues in just a moment.
Hello, race fans. This is Lyle Hancock. I'm from the Gravedigger Monster Truck Racing Team. We was down at one of the local stores, was checking on some of the trivia from Worcester here local, and I'm somewhat of a baseball fan. When we checked up some of the information, we found out that Candy Cummins from this area invented the curveball, and I think you all ought to know about it.
I like racing in Worcester because the happy face button was created here by Harvey Ball. He didn't get a patent on it, so he only made $45 off his idea.
Hey, see what you can learn when you pay attention here on Monster Truck Challenge. We'll have more amazing facts about the city of Worcester coming up in just a bit. But right now, let's get back to some more amazing racing action at the Centrum. It's round 2, and the racers match up this way. Taurus meets Carolina Crusher in the first race. Then fast loser Equalizer battles Gravedigger. Once again, Joe Lowe describes the action.
This crowd is excited, and they have reason to be. On the track now, the Carolina Crusher and the one and only lone wolf, Gary Porter at the wheel, going against the defending world champion, Jackie Wilman and Taurus. Gary Porter has his work cut out for him. He's pointing to the crew saying, I want to be right there. Meanwhile, Jackie Wilman wants to make sure things are set just right. Less than 2 seconds on this track. That's the record. We're set to go. Is it going to be Taurus or Crusher? Holy mackerel! Side-by-side racing. It's close, but the win goes to the defending world champion, Jackie Wilman and Taurus. In slow motion now. Let's see it one more time. Off the line. Jackie Wilman, Gary Porter high flying, and over the line first is Taurus. I want you to see this one more time. You can see there Jackie Wilman about a half a tire length lead over Carolina Crusher. This guy can drive. Jackie Wilman in total control of Taurus. as he makes it over, again less than 2 seconds. And to the final, our championship round will go the Taurus. Next up, Gravedigger and Equalizer. Lyle Hancock out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, aboard the Gravedigger. Meanwhile, out of Springfield, Tennessee, Smiling David Morris and the Equalizer. Side by side, guys, let's go racing. Uh-oh. David Morris has no problem, but Lyle Hancock has a lot of problems. The Gravedigger, it seems as though when he gave it the gas, something gave. I think he lost the transmission. Let's pick up Equalizer. He had no concept of what was happening in the other lane. All David Morris can see when he drives is the finish line, and that's what he's looking at right now as he sails across. It's going to be a Taurus Equalizer final here at the Centrum in Worcester. Meanwhile, Lyle Hancock had a lot of problems in the Gravedigger. He started, got about half a tire turn, and that was the end of him. Meanwhile, David Morris doesn't even look back. He's over the cars. He's across the finish line. He's in the championship round. Lyle Hancock, what happened to you? I know you didn't run out of gas.
Well, we pulled up the line. Everything was looking good. Dropped her in gear and started getting ready for the light to come down. And as you well heard what went on, I gave it, the throttle to take off, and the transmission just winged. It wouldn't even pull. Apparently, I've lost all the clutches or something in the forward rotation in low gear. So I put her in the second, kind of went over the cars, turned around, brought her back.
So it's going to be Taurus and Equalizer in our final in Worcester, Ken.
Wouldn't you like to have a day like Equalizer is having? I mean, here he is, 5th in the qualifying. Then he loses in round 1. But here we are, ready to get to the championship round. And Equalizer has got a date with Jack Wilman Jr. in Taurus. Hey, speaking of Wilman, he's going to stop by and talk with us in just a second after these important words from our great sponsors here on Monster Truck Challenge.
I like racing in Worcester because the monkey wrench and the quick release socket was invented right here in Worcester. I like racing here in Worcester because lots of interesting things happen, such as the rickshaw. It was invented in 1846 by Albert Tolman.
Welcome back to Monster Truck Challenge. Ever since there's been a Taurus, there's been a Wilman behind the wheel. First it was Jack Sr. Now the driving is done by Jack Wilman Jr., who's with us now, and welcome to Monster Truck Challenge.
Glad to be here.
Now, you are kind of unique in the sense that you grew up with this sport. Your dad was a driver. Now you've come along. What do you remember about the early years when your dad first got into it?
I can always remember being around him and going to the races and just being a whole part of the Monster Truck group there. And as I got older and things went along, it kind of got time for me to get put in the seat, and I'm really glad to be a part in the Monster Truck Challenge, and my father gave me the opportunity.
So you actually did do some traveling with him?
Oh, yeah, I used to travel on the road just like a driver, except I was just like what you'd call a crew person, and then went to be a driver.
Tell me about Senior. Is your dad still involved in the Taurus team?
Oh, yeah, he's quite involved. He is the owner, and right now we're building another new truck. It'll be out this summer, and it's keeping us very busy.
The legacy lives on. Tell me what you enjoy most about Monster Truck racing.
Well, I kind of like traveling down the road and seeing the country, and then I like the competition.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were part of the Fred Schaefer Barefoot team, and then Taurus became its own team. How did that all happen?
Fred Schaefer and my dad, Jack Wilman, was partners for quite some time when this monster truck craze first started back in the early 80s, and as things went on, the trucks grew, and partnerships don't always work, and he kind of went his way, and we went ours, and we established Taurus.
I want to establish this once and for all. Is there bad blood between Barefoot and Taurus?
I'd say there's bad blood between Barefoot and Taurus, but as of a personality, between Fred Schaefer, Jack Wilman, or myself with Fred Schaefer, we don't have real hard feelings, but when it comes to getting on the track and Taurus against Barefoot, we're out to win.
Everybody likes to win, but is there one competitor that you really enjoy beating? Would that be Schaefer?
I say I enjoy beating him, but I like to, anybody that's a top competitor in the sport, I enjoy running, and then if I do win, I feel like I've accomplished something.
Well, you do win a lot. You're the defending world champion. Has that put any pressure on you here in 1992?
Well, it has, because I'd really like to do it back-to-back, which hasn't been done in the Camel Mud Monsters, and right now I'm setting second behind Equalizer, which there ain't much spread in between, and I think I can still have a good chance of pulling it off.
You mentioned the new truck that you're working on. Take me through 1992, maybe into 93. What can we look for from the Taurus team down the road?
Well, our Taurus trucks are built extremely light. We was the first ones to cut tires, use lighter axles, do a number of things, and right now our trucks weigh 8,000 pounds and they have a 10,000 pound limit, so that really has us restricted, and we're hoping in the future that they cut the weight limit back, maybe knock some horsepower down, and I think that'll let the sport progress quite a bit.
Jack, we appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Jack Wilman Jr. Now, coming up in just a second, we'll have Taurus's race against David Morris in Equalizer, coming up from the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's all when Monster Truck Challenge continues in just a moment.
I like racing here in Worcester because I works my diet and eat a lot of shredded wheat, which was invented here in Worcester by Henry Perky.
Welcome back to Monster Truck Challenge. All right, here it is now. It's time for Taurus and Equalizer to settle things in the Centrum. Taurus beat fast qualifier Barefoot and Carolina Crusher on the way to the finals. Equalizer got into the championship heat after losing to Gravedigger, then beating Gravedigger when it came back as the fast loser. The defending world champion now has lane choice. All right, here's Joe Lowe with all the action.
Ken Brew, the crowd is ready at the Centrum for this matchup between the defending world champion, Jackie Wilman and Taurus, and the guy from Springfield, Tennessee, who's been so red hot so far this season. This is David Morris and the Equalizer. Now, David Morris, you've had a chance to see what's going on. Who do you think's going to win here tonight?
Whoever gets off the line and gets to the cars first is who's going to win.
Is there anything you're going to do special seeing you up against Taurus in the finals?
No, just give it all it's got.
What about this track has made it difficult or easy for you? You've obviously done pretty well coming through these.
Well, there's really nothing easy about it. The difficulty is coming off the cars and getting stopped at the end, making sure you don't run into the wall or anything.
Now let's go over to Jackie Wilman. Jackie, you have chosen the blue lane. Tell us, why did you choose this lane here at the Centrum in Worcester?
I guess if I have choice, I'm going to stay in the lane I've been winning in.
Why is that?
Well, I've been winning.
But is there something about the track that you think is doing it, or do you think it is?
No, I don't really know, because I haven't had a choice. I've just been put in that lane, and I think leaving the line is the ticket here.
When you're the world champion, everybody's gunning for you, and that's where we stand with Jack Wilman Jr. right now. David Morris wants him, and he wants him bad. David Morris, the young guy out of Springfield, Tennessee, going up against the world champion. We're set to go. Jack Wilman is set to go, and the Equalizer is ready. It's Monster Smash final time. David Morris gives us a thumbs up. Whoa! That adrenaline got going, and David Morris knocks down the big guy. He knocks off the world champion. The Equalizer gets the win at the Centrum. The thumbs up from David Morris. Could that be a sign that he knew what was to come? Up, over, and into the winner's circle. David Morris and the Equalizer takes it at the Centrum. You know, David Morris took what Jackie Wilman's been doing all year long and turned it around on him. All year long, Taurus has been qualifying way back and working his way up to a win. David Morris qualified 5th here and works his way up to the winner's circle. Coming off a great hole shot, he gets air that you just can't believe, almost clears the entire set of cars. And David Morris, your champion at the Worcester, Massachusetts Centrum. He's being presented to the crowd. David Morris is red hot for 1992 on our Monster Truck Challenge as he comes down to our ESPN microphones and cameras. Let's see what Dave has to say.
We'll have the official winners
We talked earlier about coming out and giving it your best. You certainly did that.
Yeah, I give her everything she had that last run there. I've been getting beat up on by Taurus here lately, and I'm trying to make a comeback on him so I can gain some points on him. That's what I'm doing.
Awful lot of close finishes today. Is that a function of the track and the conditions, or just everybody running real hot?
No, it's just these trucks they're all tough. There's no truck here that's not tough, and it's just running that close.
You have to credit it. If you had to credit somebody for this win, who would it be?
Me.
You're the man.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, you want to say hi to your mom?
Yeah, hi, Mom. I'd say hi to my wife, Nancy, my little girl, Mallory, too.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Don't forget your mother-in-law, Dave. Ken Brew, that's the action, and there's your winner, Dave Morris.
David Morris did it. He's the man, the #1 man from Tennessee. Now, he lost early, but when it counted, he bore down and won it all here at the Centrum in Worcester. We'll have some final thoughts on Monster Truck Challenge in just a moment. Again, everybody, welcome back. Let's recap how it went down today on Monster Truck Challenge. Fred Schaefer was the fast qualifier, but he couldn't get it done in round 1 against Taurus. Taurus was on a roll as he beat Carolina Crusher in the semifinals and went into the title round with lane choice. But he couldn't do it when Equalizer pulled into the finals after going 1-1 against Gravedigger. Well, that's it for now. Join us next time when the superstars of the U.S. Hot Rod Association roll into action. For Joe Lowe, I'm Ken Brew. So long, everybody.